This is Nightline.
Tonight, Sean Diddy Combs in his own words, what the jurors heard.
You're straight flipping out on me, and I told you that you had one more time to do this.
The messages left by the mogul for his recent girlfriend, testifying she was with Combs when the now infamous hotel video was released.
I'm so sorry.
And saw an early draft of his social media post.
But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day.
Alleging a now familiar pattern of abuse.
Her testimony buttresses, corroborates everything Cassie Ventura said.
Combs denying all charges. How she says he reacted when that video broke. Plus, tattoo take-back. Stars opening up about the skin art they wish was made with disappearing ink. From the many tattoos Pete Davidson says he spent more than $200,000 to lose, to Miley Cyrus lamenting her choices to the New York Times.
A mistake that I made that I still think about is like 80% of my tattoos.
And the woman removing extreme hate-filled tattoos and reclaiming her life.
My tattoos didn't tell the story of who I was anymore.
And the moment at the BET Awards that brought Jamie Foxx to tears.
I'm not gonna stop crying. I gotta stop. At a certain point, I'm gonna stop crying, but I ain't gonna stop just yet.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Jurors in the Sean Diddy Combs case hearing the angry voice of the rapper himself. Messages left for a recent girlfriend. That woman's allegations against the mogul, which he denies, violent and familiar. And just a warning, this story contains accounts, descriptions, and visual content of actual or alleged events that some may find disturbing.
You gotta believe what you want. It's the last time you go and cursing at me, disrespecting me.
In the harrowing Sean Diddy Combs trial, jurors hearing his voice and this voice note entered into evidence by the prosecution sent to one of his then girlfriends who's now testifying under the pseudonym Jane.
You're straight flipping out on me, and I told you that you had one more time to do this. You're nuts. So be sad, go crazy, do whatever you want to do, okay? I don't deserve your.
Prosecutors saying the voice notes show Combs' response when Jane raised concerns about how he treated other women while she was participating in their drug and sex-fueled evenings they called debauchery or hotel nights. Over several days on the stand, Jane has tearfully described her tumultuous 3-year relationship with Combs, which began in 2021 and ended when he got arrested in 2024, sometimes going into graphic detail.
These nights with male prostitutes while Sean Combs was watching her have sex, in some cases repeatedly, 3 or 4 times in one night, she said left her exhausted and sore, sometimes infected. One time she vomited, and she said she was made to have sex yet again, but she said she was never able to fully recover. It left her feeling repulsed, disgusted, feeling evil, and like an animal.
But acknowledging Combs is still paying her legal fees and her $10,000 a month rent.
The defense sought to question Jane about what she got out of her relationship with Sean Combs, highlighting her big house, highlighting that he invested $20,000 in her line of dresses and swimwear and how she's profited from those businesses.
Combs is facing federal sex trafficking, prostitution, and racketeering charges. He's pleaded not guilty to all the charges and has said all the sex was consensual.
The way the defense frames it is that this case is about love, jealousy, infidelity, and money. That the individuals we're going to see in this case were all willing participants, grown adults who knew what they were doing. These were isolated incidences of domestic abuse and not force or fraud or coercion to traffic these alleged victims.
Now in its 5th week of testimony, the Combs trial has only become more explosive. Diddy was once at the pinnacle of the music industry and pop culture, with hits going back decades like I'll Be Missing You.
Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you're still living your life after death.
But cracks in Combs' glamorous mogul persona began when his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura filed a civil lawsuit against him in 2023, which was settled the next day for $20 million without admitting wrongdoing. Then, 6 months later, this graphic, abusive video from a hotel surveillance camera leaked to CNN. The details in that civil lawsuit and that abusive video leading to the federal investigation, his arrest, and now his ongoing trial.
Cassie Ventura's lawsuit was a spark to start this all.
When Cassie filed her suit against Combs in November 2023, Jane testified that the details were eerily similar to what she experienced, saying in court, "I almost fainted. In fact, I think I did."
She realized it wasn't just her. The same thing had happened with Cassie Ventura.
Jane said she texted Combs 3 days after the lawsuit came out, telling him, "I've been crying for 3 days and under stress from reading all of this. I keep having nightmares about forced nights and all the times I felt like I couldn't say no. I feel like I'm reading my own sexual trauma." Jane also testifying she was with Combs in Miami when that hotel surveillance video of him attacking Ventura first made headlines. "I remember we were sleeping and one of his sons knocked on the door and said that something happened. I went downstairs and I could see that everybody was speaking amongst each other, and I sat down. I went on my phone and then I saw the video." Jane said Combs showed her a draft of the apology he later posted on Instagram.
I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day.
She said she was disappointed in Combs' Instagram message. "I didn't feel it was genuine."
For the defense, they don't run from the fact that Sean Combs is extremely abusive and violent in that video. They instead argue that what fueled this argument, what fueled this abusive reaction, which the defense is not defending his actions, but it was jealousy.
Jane testified she also experienced similar sexual demands that Cassie Ventura testified to. Days-long hotel nights with male sex workers, fueled by drugs and baby oil while Combs watched.
Her testimony has really struck a chord for many legal eagles, including me. And importantly, not just her testimony stand alone, her testimony buttresses, corroborates everything Cassie Ventura said. These women were drugged, they were beaten, they were threatened. They were threatened with having videos of their worst moments in life disseminated.
Jane said on June 18, 2024, she confronted Combs about another younger woman he had been on a trip with. She said she then knocked Combs into a countertop during an argument and threw candles at him. He responded, she says, by attacking her. "Sean kicked me from the back of my thigh and then I fell on my butt. And then he picked me up in a chokehold and choked me. He put me in a chokehold on the ground, lifted me up, and I couldn't breathe."
She was curled up in a ball. She testified that Combs punched her a couple of times, kicked her, left her with welts on her forehead and a black eye.
She says Combs then texted an escort to come over. She says she covered her bruises with makeup and Combs gave her a pill, encouraging her to engage with the escort. He said, "Take this expletive pill. Get out there, I don't care. Just you're not going to ruin my expletive night." Jane says she pushed back on Combs, telling him she didn't want to. If she stopped participating in hotel nights, she told the jury, she feared that Sean would take the house away. The jury hearing this voice note from Combs that Jane said she took as a threat.
"Hey, I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just want to just give you a heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all, at all."
There is a dynamic at play that's very hard for the court watcher to understand. Why did she stay in it? Why did she let this happen? Sex trafficking victims that have been beaten, that have been threatened, that have been coerced, stay in it. Much as battered women stay in a battering relationship because they can't really see a way out.
Today, Jane coming under cross-examination for the first time, telling the jury she still loves Sean and participated in the so-called hotel nights because she wanted to please him and entertain his sexual fantasies. I would say a lot of cheating role play, that they would be that Sean left town and I'm all alone with me and whoever I'm sneaking in this entertainer.
The defense put out a lot of text messages, many of them pretty raunchy. And there's Jane initiating contact with the male escorts. And the idea, I think, was to show that Jane was a willing, maybe even an eager participant, different from the way she portrayed it during her direct examination.
Jane, a single mother, says their hotel nights prevented her from working and that Combs offered to cover her rent in part to stop using hotels. We had just done so many hotels and privacy was starting to become just an issue for me that we could just start at least doing them here in the privacy of our own home.
The defense sought a mistrial based on the testimony of a friend of Cassie Ventura's.
The judge today denied the defense's second request for a mistrial. If convicted on all charges, Sean Combs faces a maximum sentence of life in prison. To hear Cassie's testimony and what she said, watch Impact by Nightline, Diddy on Trial, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. When we come back, meet the stars and non-celebrities alike who wish they could undo their tattoos, the extreme lengths and expense some are willing to go to make that ink invisible. Welcome back. They used to say you shouldn't get a tattoo unless you're sure you want to see it forever. But modern technology and motivated people like Pete Davidson, who says he spent at least $200,000 to remove his body art, has made it possible for virtually every bit of skin ink to be rendered a temporary tattoo. Here's ABC's Ashin Singh.
To ink or not to ink? Tattoos. The often permanent art on the canvas of our bodies turn heads when celebrities debut their designs. But not even tats can transcend trends. And the latest for celebrities, getting rid of unwanted ones for good.
About a decade ago, it was really popular to get a bunch of tattoos, and now a bunch of celebrities who got those same tattoos are now getting them removed.
Bad tats? Often mocked, like in We're the Millers.
That's my credo, no regrets. You have no regrets?
Dad?
No.
And Miley Cyrus sharing her regrets with the New York Times.
I mean, I love my cat, but like I didn't need that. I love my dog, but like, I don't know, just having a pit bull in every picture for the rest of my life is kind of intense.
But the regret didn't stop Miley. Shortly after her interview was posted to TikTok, she revealed she got yet another tattoo. Everyday people are also jumping on the removal trend.
It could be an ex's name or something that signifies a past relationship. It can be, I'm just growing up and I have tattoos that it doesn't really fit my job anymore.
The common tattoo removal procedure uses laser technology to break down the ink in the skin. Comedian Pete Davidson telling The Tonight Show's Jimmy Fallon that he's having about 200 of his tattoos removed.
They gotta burn off a layer of your skin, and then it has to heal for like 6 to 8 weeks, and you can't get in the sunlight, and then you gotta do it like 12 more times.
Yeah.
Sharing the reason for removal on The Today Show.
I got sober and I saw myself in the mirror and I was like, nah.
People like Khloe Kardashian, Angelina Jolie, Megan Foxx all got these tattoos, and perhaps they just grew out of them because they've changed their mind and now they're getting them removed.
But for others, far from the limelight, like Robin, removing tattoos symbolizes a fresh start for her body and a new beginning for her spirit.
Tattoos can be a roadmap of someone's life, and they can tell that story, right? But the problem is my tattoos didn't tell the story of who I was anymore, and hadn't been for a really long time.
These emblems of hate are signs of a past life she says she regrets and is eager to erase.
Felt like I didn't belong anywhere, and that my own family didn't want me.
Robin says after a rough childhood, she said she was looking for somewhere else to belong.
Here I am smiling with a swastika, like I wanted to be a badass because I had been bullied so much.
When she was 17, Robin says a man introduced her to the neo-Nazi white supremacist movement.
He had tattoo guns, and that's how he earned money, just on the side, like tattooing people at the house. And he started tattooing me different things. I'd be like practicing on me, whatever. And where he put a tiny swastika on me when we first met. And then it grew later on. He added the big one.
Getting those tattoos, Robin says, is partly to please her neo-Nazi boyfriend.
He would tell me things like, with these tattoos, no decent man is ever, or a person's ever gonna love you. And you're like, have to be with me forever.
The film American History X hit a little too close to home for Robin.
Is that a coincidence, or do these people have, like a racial commitment to crime?
Gradually, Robin escaped the neo-Nazi movement.
I may not have ever attacked someone in a marginalized community, but I definitely seek-hiled. I definitely shouted stuff. It's an incredible, deep shame that has affected me so much, no matter how much success I had.
She said she found religion, a new partner, even got a college education, and became a print journalist.
In my professional life later, I always felt like I didn't deserve it because of the sins I committed during 2 years of my teenage life.
But still lived with the constant reminders of her turbulent youth.
Covering up, wearing t-shirts all the time, feeling like an imposter that I didn't deserve what I was receiving. I didn't look in the mirror. I didn't look for 30 years. Hey, come on in. Yeah.
Eventually, Robin found Removery, a tattoo removal company with locations nationwide.
And here we go. 1, 2, 3.
And provides free tattoo removal for extreme situations.
So the initiative program provides free removal for those clients who have been formerly incarcerated or have maybe been part of the sex trade industry or have hate tattoos. We want to help those people to be able to get rid of them and not have that financial obligation.
Going to that first appointment, I was a mess. Like, I was holding a pillow, weeping, to tell the tech that I am a good person. Please don't judge me. Please, please, please don't judge me. And they were so loving.
We were there as Robin got the last of many treatments to remove her tattoos.
Physically, when the laser hits, it almost feels like there's a machine with rubber bands snapping at you, but really fast, like bam, 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 bam. But those rubber bands are on fire.
When the session was done, Robin was silent.
Thank you. It was almost cathartic to feel the burning pain again, but in a different way. Like, I'm burning away the shame that I have done the work. So I finally felt like I deserved to lay the shame down. But it was time for me to forgive myself.
Our thanks to Ashen. When we come back, Jamie Foxx's Oscar-winning performance in Ray featured him belting out "Drown in My Own Tears." But a special honor last night had the actor actually breaking down. And finally tonight, Jamie Foxx, tearful and grateful. The Oscar winner at the BET Awards, receiving one of the night's ultimate icon honors. Foxx thanking his daughters for getting him through the debilitating stroke and coma he suffered in 2023.
You made sure I was here, and I ain't gonna turn down, and I'm not gonna stop crying. I gotta stop. At a certain point, I'm gonna stop crying, but I ain't gonna stop just yet.
Foxx saying he knows he got a second chance. Amen to that. And that's Nightline for this evening. Watch our full episodes on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Thanks for the company, America. Good night.